السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So we have been studying Surah Al-Maun. This is our third discussion. So a brief reminder about the surah. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen the one who denies the deen? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمِ. That is the one who repulses the orphan. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And does not encourage the feeding of the needy. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Woe then to those who pray, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. They are those who are heedless of their prayers, their salat. الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. They are those who do things only to be seen by others. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. And refuse even small kindnesses. So in the first two discussions, we talked about deen, especially in the first one, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. What does it mean to deny the deen? What is deen? And we asked, do I deny the deen? So I guess in a single word, I can say feeling entitled, or do I feel indebted, or do I feel entitled? So deen is, deniers of the deen is, I own it, it's mine, it's not given to me, nothing is given to me, I don't owe anything to anyone. This is the attitude of denier of the deen. And when even we take it as the institutionalized religion, it again comes from the same idea. Whomever owns me has the every right on me, because this is a entrusted entity to me, it's not mine. This is why I cannot mutilate myself as I wish, because even my physical existence is entrusted to me. Likewise, I cannot use my eyes against how the owner of eyes wants it to be used. If they are mine, I can look at anything I want. But if those eyes are entrusted to me, then I have to use it however the owner of it wants me to use it. I cannot go beyond that boundary. This is why institutionalized religion, as it is taken for do's and don'ts of life, still comes from the same idea of being indebted to someone, not being the owner, but just being the is superintendent, the proper word, or the overseer of the trust. فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمِ. So as a consequence of this attitude of saying that I own things, it's not entrusted or gifted, not even gifted, entrusted, because gifted means it's now yours. Entrusted means somebody gave it to you temporarily and you're just watching over it, looking over it within certain conditions. So if I leave that idea, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمِ, that is the one who repulses the orphan, وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ, and does not encourage the feeding of the needy. And we talked about how denying the deen results in these two attitude of repulsing the orphan, and we expanded the definition of orphan not only for someone who doesn't have a parent, in general, someone who doesn't have any protector. And if I see the existence as just doesn't have an owner, doesn't have a protector, so I can steal it, it could be anything. The same thing applies there. And then فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, this is where we will be focusing on today. Woe then to those who do pray or who do salat. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. So it's a specific type of musallin is being mentioned in here. And it's interesting. So praying salat became their name here. They are musallin. So it became a noun, as if this is who they are. This is their identity, right? So
apparently that's a curse in wording.
is it?
Wording might be it.
Yeah.
Is it just because of its Arabic roots, or it is just a similar word you have?
I have no idea, but they were like laughing at at an Indian cricketer and calling him Musalli, and I never realized the connection. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway,
They're making fun of the people who pray that are heedless, you know, saying, ah, he's a heedless person.
okay. So الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون, they are those who are heedless of their prayers. And then the next two verses will be الذين هم يراءون, so those who do things only to be seen by others, ويمنعون الماعون, and refuse even small kindnesses. So let's focus on these two verses, and then we'll conclude with the following two, inshallah. So Musallin, those who do salat. What does salat mean here is our question. Before the discussion, I was just looking at how the word salat is used in Quran. Almost 100 times the word salat, and with its different flavors, are passing. As a salat itself, it's passing 83 times. Most of the time, it's mentioned as the prayer. In a few places, it's mentioned for, as in the case of Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Indeed, the Creator and the angels send salat to, or do salat to the messenger, and then comes the command, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi. Although you believers, or all believers, you send salat to him as well. وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. So again, there's this salat being used for something that's made towards Prophet, for example. So there are at least two meanings of salat, maybe more. But these two meanings need not necessarily be too distinct from each other, as we did for the deen, like institutionalized religion versus feeling indebted, having the same root. Maybe we can talk about salat here in the same sense as well. So what is salat? I'm asking you guys. What? I mean, you can take with whichever meaning you like, maybe just with the prayer. Yes, Sari.
I guess I was also thinking of a definition we maybe discussed previously, which is like salat meaning like support.
Support.
So I think one thing I was thinking of here, I feel like it kind of relates maybe to the previous discussions where we were talking about like in the previous ayah, like those who basically those who don't urge others to feed the needy, like back to the beginning, those who deny the deen. So it kind of feels to me that it's kind of referring to those who are basically who don't have the feeling that they're needy and tend towards maybe like self-reliance. So perhaps those in this ayah, those who are praying are maybe those who are praying to like other things or trying to find support like through themselves or other aspects of the creation instead of relying solely on the creator. Like so basically finding support through like their support. Does that
So let's then go with that meaning of salat first, which is support. So like, I guess this is more aligned with Allah and his angels sent salat to the messenger is more in the sense of support. But what does it mean? Let's analyze it there. We might have mentioned it before, but let's remember it. So how does the creator and angels support the messenger? because in there, especially messenger is named as Nabi, the one who brings in the news. So how does Allah and angels, like, because this is how that verse starts, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. So it starts with certainty. Indeed, Allah and angels support the messenger. Creator speaks as if it is so self-evident and clear of a thing. So how is it that, like, do you see, can you confirm that Allah and angels support the messenger, or in what sense? Yes.
I would say his job as a Nabi is to send the message, and so maybe that support him in his mission, and him fulfilling his mission.
Yeah.
So one of the things would be preserving the message, maybe the Quran, preserving the words,
Mhm.
vowels, maybe preserving the hadith, which is a integral, support
Mhm.
to the Quran.
Good.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yes.
Bringing the message down from someone.
Bringing down message from some of what angels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really supporting like the connection between the messenger and what Dua said, like the Samat, so like keeping that connection intact so that we can so we can transmit it to the rest of us.
Yes.
Like you also see the support at like every moment, because it's like if the prophet is like going through something and somebody's like calling him up to like they like Allah is sending a message at that very point to sort of like give the prophet some relief or make him feel better. So like the specific times of the surahs, and then the angels bringing them to the prophet, that I'm seeing support with that.
Mhm. Good. And even I think you can confirm this right now as well. Like these are very correct answers. But let me give you an example. If I tell that I am let's say, I'm a teacher at Drexel, I am coming up with that claim, and then looking for support to that claim. If some students start showing up and saying that, oh, how professor, how are you? Yeah, I took that course from him, so on and so forth. If they start, because my claim is I'm a teacher, and I say I teach such and such course, and I'm saying that I am a rightful, I might be an imposter too, but I'm bringing you the news of such and such university being there. If students show up and say that, yes, we saw this guy, he taught us this, and actually he knows it right, let me solve the answer to a problem, and student solves the answer, and they say, and you observe that student can solve the answer, so you say, wow, this is verifying that you learned it from this guy, right? And even I'm teaching something, and you see that, oh, yes, he showed this, and that student learned it from him, and he is solving it, so it looks like, yeah, he is supporting his claim that he's a teacher. Then comes some university officials and says, yes, he is working for us. And here is his, offer letter. Here is his signature and whatnot. Like in this case, they would be supporting the claim that I come up with. In the case of messenger, he's bringing up a message. This is his job, in essence. This is what he is doing. He is coming up with a message. How can creator support his claim? What is the message of the messenger? Messenger is saying that La ilaha illallah, right? Does creator support his claim, La ilaha illallah? Yes, if you look at the existence itself, because like birds, sun, moon, galaxies, and everything is, in a sense, speech of the creator. Like through action, he's creating. Every creation, if you like, is his speech of his word. Rasulullah says, La ilaha illallah, meaning there's no other deity other than the creator. When I look at the existence, I do see that actually, because if there were multiple creators, then there would be chaos, but I don't observe chaos. So by creating a creation without chaos, the creator is supporting the claim of the messenger. every moment actually, by acts of the creator, it is supporting the message that the messenger is bringing. So when the creator says, indeed, Allah supports messenger, I say, yes, definitely. Whatever comes out of the mouth of the messenger is supported through the creation, which is act of the creator. Like he is acting. Like it's not that the creator will come and show me some paper saying that, oh, the whole thing, because what comes out of mouth of the messenger as a claim is being supported in the existence itself. So that support is there. When it comes to the angels, which is, there's this backstory for that, but angel is the one who is indicating that this existence has a meaning. It's not just superficial, just matter, and you live and you die and nothing is there. So again, our very regular example for angels would be, there's a book, but the book is not simply, like in this case, these are not simple pixels over there. They are actually words that carry meaning. If you simply say that, oh, they're just signs over the screen, pixels over the screen, then somebody would say, no, they are meaningful words, right? So angels is, or looking at the existence from this angelic perspective means this existence is meaningful. It's not just meaningless matter. So angels supporting messenger means meaning aspect of this existence. Once you start making sense of this existence, everything is perfectly aligned with what messenger is saying about the purpose of this existence. Because messenger comes up with an explanation of what this existence means, what it is for, why we are dying, why there is death, why there are injustices, what is the point about that. Messenger comes up with an explanation for that, and you do observe that it is matching with this existence, the meaning of the existence. So Allah and the messengers support, Allah and the angels support the Nabi. And then comes to me. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi. So those who believe, you also support him. Do I support his message as well? Or is it just staying there and I am indifferent to that message? Or do I support the message as well? Do I confirm that message in my own world too? Because it was at Drexel, I was asking students, tell something about your life. And somebody said, I support Liverpool. I said, good, supporting Liverpool, right? That person is supporting a soccer team. What does it mean to support a team? I like it. And I kept asking, what is it that you like about them? He said, they play soccer well and I enjoy it. And I like, it's something to be appreciated, to be propagated. If this guy is supporting Barcelona, I would say, no, don't support Barcelona. Liverpool is better, right? So this is the idea. So when it comes to me supporting the messenger, what is at his hand? Look at the message. That message is in your world. Which message do you support? Because in today's world, there are many messages. One is just you live only once, is some message which you might be supporting in your world. Another one is just we need to be strong, powerful, whatever, just a power perspective. I mean, at the end, I'm going to die no matter what. Or it might be that you're just going to be make your life so that people appreciate you, like you, be likable, be appreciable. This is another way to live life. What does the messenger say? He comes and says, no, be an abd, because you are nothing but a needy creature. Acknowledge this truth. And with that, actually, you can live a meaningful life. Otherwise, no matter how you live your life, dying at the end of it just sucks. It makes everything meaningless. So by supporting messenger's message in my own world makes life meaningful. Otherwise, the whole life becomes meaningless. So from that support perspective, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, if I take it as musal, then now if I take salat in here as supporting, I need to ask the question, what is it that I support in my world? Do I support the messenger and his message in my world? And I'm not simply meaning in here, when we talk about supporting something, nowadays supporting Palestine, let's say, it might be understood as simply going and chanting for the name and flag and whatnot. Fine, it has a place. But what is burning in here is more important. So how much does it make me uncomfortable is much more important. Yes, you will demonstrate how you feel, but how you feel is what's supposed to be there. I don't know if probably in your lives you have experienced different levels of discomfort, but I remember one case where a family member was going in the wrong direction. And we didn't notice it. It was like during the adolescence and whatnot. But I remember and I was like at university, I was away from family during that time. When I was made aware of it, I couldn't eat anything in that dinner. So it was so shocking and so hurting, although I'm coming from like city after a long travel and whatnot, then I am being made aware of what's going on. Like I couldn't eat anything that day. So now you know that it's truly affecting you, truly burning you, right? So what am I supporting in my heart? I might be appearing to be a religious guy and whatnot, but I might be living a life in terms of my lifestyle or my ambitions. I might be pretty much supporting different ambitions than what the messenger brought as a message. So فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ in this case, even if I take it only as support and supporting the messenger especially, tells something. I might be supporting something and people looking around might consider me as a musalli in the sense of a prayer or a religious guy and whatnot, but what is at my heart? It's Qadir.
So I have a question about the support thing you're using in your heart thing. So this is a deep. So whoever sees of you sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. And if he is not able to do so, then let him change it with his tongue. And if he is not able to do so, then with his heart, and that is the weakest of faith. So my question is like, how do you show support? Like in here, it seems like if you're just supporting it with your heart, it just seems like you're of weaker faith and you should take some action. So I just want to know like what would be the definition of support?
So in that hadith, so it sounds like it's right at the heart, it has to be there and it will be burning, and that would spill out as certain behavior, trying to change things with, at least with your tongue and then with your hand. Like that fire that's burning inside would put you into action. So it's not that this fire staying in there is weak. But what I'm trying to say is, as with this verse as well, many of the times, now I'm taking salat as the physical prayer itself, which again should be a demonstration of a fire or a support that is inside. So my prayer might sometimes be a physical manifestation, but what is inside is so shallow or maybe not even there. So if I establish this support portion of it, supporting the message and being convinced about it deep inside, and then or to the extent that I put it inside, put a manifestation of it outside, then it becomes meaningful. That aspect I was trying to say. Otherwise, I'm not saying that do not say anything outside. That's not the point. The point is, in here, salat, those who do salat is being criticized. In which sense, though? If I take it as the support portion, what I am supporting in my heart, I am being criticized in this sense. If I take it the other way around, now let's discuss it. What does it mean to do salat as prayer? Let's take that prayer meaning of it. Those who do the prayer are being criticized now. Yes.
I'm not sure I fully understand. So, how am I supposed to be supporting God's message?
Mm-hmm.
Or how am I supposed to be supporting the Nabi?
So everything in the existence, let's take that example because this is how the verse is going. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. So in there it's saying that indeed, don't you see that everything is supporting the messenger? Then you should be supporting the messenger as well. Likewise. So there is already an example, right? The whole the Nabi comes with a message and then says that this is the truth of why there is death. Nabi comes with the message and saying that children are dying. This is the truth behind it. There's afterlife. And the whole existence points to that as well. First, do you observe this? Do you observe that because this is the first part of the claim, right? Allah supports messenger. Messenger saying that there's afterlife, there is resurrection, and the whole creation is supporting that claim. Do you see that? First, see that. And the second one is, you also support this message. Your world, how much is your world similar to the outside world? Like it might be that the whole world is supporting the claim of the messenger for resurrection, but in my world, if it's not my understanding, it doesn't become part of me. Take it this way. There's some text over there and it tells some truth. And if I was saying something and maybe that text over there is supporting my claim, right? But if I don't speak Arabic, understand Arabic, read Arabic, truth is written out there, but it's not part of me. Like, yes, author of that text is supporting the speaker, yet me as the listener is not understanding anything because it's not part of me. So supporting the messenger then means look at the claim of the messenger, look at the creation, and see how creation is supporting the messenger. In your world, likewise, listen to the claims of the messenger. And then when the problem of why are innocent children being killed, where is justice, where is mercy, listen to the creation, see how it is supporting the message. In your heart, be convinced. And you also say that, I agree, there is 100% mercy of the Creator, there is 100% justice of the Creator, and I am as sure as the messenger what he's saying is the truth. Can I support his claim in my own world too? Am I convinced about it? So,
and I guess it is only when you're convinced about it that you're actually going to embody the message.
To the extent that I'm convinced about it, I would like to, or I can start acting by it, right? To give an example about this, let's say you love someone, and this love is being just nurtured and growing in you. When you see that person, you go and hug the person with some like enthusiasm. This is human. Like as much as you have those feelings, you interact with that. Like when you talk to someone, you can see whether the person's excited, loving, not caring by the flame of their eyes, right? So this is who human is. I mean, you cannot get out of that. So to the extent that this conviction is growing in you, the support is growing in you, then you would like to respond back. As I am like, why do you guys love your mother? You do observe this merciful treatment by her to you throughout your life. This is why when you go your mother, you hug and whatever, right? Now, your Creator is not any less merciful or any less taking care of you either. But do you feel the desire to, metaphorically speaking, hug your Creator? Just imagine, right? Because why you want to hug your mother? Because this love is there and you love your mother. And I mean, it's not just some assumption or unreasonable thing. It's a justified love towards your mother. Who is employing your mother in your service? Don't you love the one who is actually acting behind the scenes? It's your mother is, if you would like to take it as such, a puppet, let's say, but the one who is controlling or who is creating your mother as merciful is the true merciful one. Wouldn't you like to respond back to that person or that being? So salat, now we are coming to the physical salat. is this physical manifestation of me responding back to my creator. So this is why, as much like this ibadah, the worship has the sense of, there's this conviction that grows over time, because message comes, you hear the message, you see that the message is in alignment with the creation that you live in. The conviction keeps growing in you, because somebody claims that there's one creator, then somebody else says, no, there's no creator, everything happens by itself. These are two parallel claims. Like in the university, they say, no, what God are you talking about? Matter existed eternally, by chance, this and that, it's just happening to be. This is one claim. And they say, well, here are the evidences. They bring their support for that claim. Quran is saying, no, Rasul says, La ilaha illallah, and the whole existence supports this claim. Where am I? To the extent that I start confirming Rasul's message in my life, now it will also take us to the physical prayer as well. Now I'm using the second meaning of salat, because salat means it is going to be, let's try to establish a connection between the support meaning of salat and how salat is supporting my conviction. When you hug your friend lovingly or your mother lovingly, isn't this hug even increasing your mutual love to each other? Like, this is why if you, like, there's this formal way of handshake, right? And then there's this, more lovely handshake. And you do enjoy this with a friend that you love more, especially among like boys. They go wild with people they like more. So, but that sort of interaction is even strengthening your mutual relationship with each other, because you are showing your affection towards that person, and that person responds back, and it reciprocates. You get a conviction about your creator, that he is mercifully taking care of you, justly maintaining you and others. Knowledge, with his knowledge, training you and everything. And then you respond back with your prayer. And that prayer itself, to the extent that I do it consciously, supports my conviction. It's more like students. If you like a class, you study more for that class. The more you study for that class, you become more successful in this class, and you start liking that class more. It's like a feedback loop, right? Prayer is similar. Consciously doing the prayer is because I have a conviction to a certain extent about oneness of creator, about resurrection, about justice, about mercy, whatever, which takes me to the prayer mat. I am demonstrating offering my thanks and appreciation with that. But the more consciously I do prayer, it increases my consciousness and conviction. So prayer is also a feedback loop. Iman leads to ibadah. Ibadah strengthens iman. Okay, so this is a feedback loop for itself. But there's another version of salat for both ways, like for both the word support and also for the prayer salat. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, who are heedless of their prayers. In the tafasir that I looked at, they were putting this emphasis on this, عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ. So they said it's not فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ. So in their prayer, they are heedless. Like you started prayer and you said, oh, did I put the oven on or off? And then you start, well, what was the due date of that assignment, right? This is, they say, they take salat here as the prayer, and they say in your prayer, being heedless means you become neglectful, forgetful, and whatnot in the prayer. But the emphasis on here is heedless of the prayer itself. Like in its entirety, the prayer is like in the wrong track altogether. the whole thing is not on the right direction. So how do I take that? And again, let's try to understand this in the light of the whole surah, where denying of the deen, I am denying my indebtedness to the Creator. So I am someone who deny indebtedness to the Creator. Now I am coming up with some sort of a prayer. Even let's first take it as the prayer. If I am denying my indebtedness to the Creator, and if I feel like I have a right in the sense that I own, I live, it's my life, it is my strength, it is my whatever, in opposed to I am being given life, I am being given health, I am being given intellect, right? So this egotistical thing, if I am at such a mindset, what sort of a salat would I pray? Because salat means I am returning back my appreciation. All praise be to you. This is how we start the prayer. Alhamdulillah, right? Whatever is praiseworthy, it's all yours. Well, intellect, you said it's mine, but it's worthy, it's praiseworthy, right? But now in your salat, you are saying, Alhamdulillah, anything that's praiseworthy is all yours. I don't own any of these. What sort of a prayer is that? Because the idea of prayer will contradict with denying indebtedness, denying the deen. Yeah.
And I think this is like reminding me a lot of like how we are culturally, where it's like, like in my culture, I've seen people who repulse the orphan, who do not encourage feeding the poor because they have that, like, oh, they need to work hard attitude, I fended for myself. But then it's like, they do go and they pray, and it's not like this is only for people who are not praying. People are praying. And I mean, because I'm reading this for myself, I am taking like Mussolini literally, and it's almost as if like that word Mussolini is like mocking these people who are praying, because it's like, like again, like it's a noun, and it's like it's their descriptor. So it's like, wow, like you're known as this Mussolini, but what you're doing behind the curtain is that you are heedless of your prayer. So it's reminding me of that. And I guess, you give a great example of Alhamdulillah, but I was thinking of La Sharika La, so it's like, like you're supposed to testify that there is no sharik, there is no partner, but then you yourself want to think, like, well, yeah, but like it's from Allah, but I worked hard and I, passed those exams myself.
I have a share in there somewhat.
Yeah.
If I didn't hard, he wouldn't give success. Come on, sort of a attitude, right? Yeah. So denying the deen is, and the concept of denying the deen, especially for indebtedness part, because culturally speaking, denying the deen is a big taboo, especially if you are born in a Muslim environment. Denying the deen means that, well, you're going to get stoned or something. So even there are many atheists which hide it from their families and get a proper Muslim burial at the end of their lives, right? So explicitly denying religion it's a different thing. But let's talk about honestly what is happening in me. This is not about identities or anything. Deep inside, do I confirm indebtedness or do I feel like entitled? And despite anything, again, taking salat as literal here, if I feel like I deserve something inherently, God owes me something, let's say, what sort of a salat is it that I am praying? It's a contradiction. I am in a contradiction with myself. And if I take it the other way around, let's say I am living a life in which I feel like I deserve to be praised. I am the successful scientist and a successful Muslim scientist, and Muslim in the sense I use it as an identity, a political identity, maybe devoid or partially devoid of much of a meaning. I'm Muslim because I'm born in this culture. Then what is it that I am supporting? As if this verse is then making me question, what sort of a worldview and lifestyle are you supporting, Yusuf? Are you supporting the message of the messenger in your personal life? Or are you supporting this modern or, let's say, popular ideologies, lifestyles out there? And maybe sugarcoating it to sound more acceptable to me. Like I am living a life in which success for the sake of success. But then I say, oh yeah, but the Muslims needs to be successful just so that it's going to be acceptable to me, so that I do not appear to myself very otherworldly, like this worldly, stuck into dunya. What is it that I am supporting? This is why it requires extra care when adopting different ideas. Yes.
I want to go back to what I just said, that the creator does not owe us anything. I just wanted, like, if you could explain it a little bit. It'll take us off topic, but for example, if you make something, you give it some things to make it properly function. I was talking with Brother Sial as well about this the other day. So I feel like, Astaghfirullah, but if this is wrong, but the creator should give us basic human necessities, like if we need to like work properly or function properly. Even if you like, even if I as a mechanical engineer make something, I need to provide it with certain some things so that it can work properly, or whatever the case is, that you can take it in any way, shape, or form. But don't you think, like, I think that should be the case. Like if someone makes something, they owe it to function properly.
So owe it means you like put an effort and you're expecting a return,
No,
right?
not like that, but if you are made and you need to function, like for example, a machine is made, it needs gasoline to function. But if there is no gasoline, like the owner of a car owes the machine a gasoline. Like if you have a car, you owe the car gasoline. That is what I'm trying to say.
So I would say, is it the owner owing that gasoline to the car, or the owner is promised himself to put gasoline in there? The distinction is, owing means there is a right of the thing itself to receive it.
Like if you made a car, like it should have a right to receive gasoline, not like why would you make a car if you're not going to give it
So
gasoline?
If you designed the car and you say that I designed the car for a purpose and I'm going to put gasoline in this car, it's my promise. This is how I understand when the creator says God has ordained mercy on himself. Like the Quranic verse, do you remember the verse? I forgot the verse. Allah has ordained mercy on himself. Is it verse or is it hadith?
I think it's a verse.
نفسه الرحمة. This is how it ends.
To whom belongs what is in the heavens and earth. Say to Allah, He has prescribed mercy on Himself. I think it's Surah Al-An'am 54.
Anyways, if somebody reads it from, if
Your Lord has decreed upon himself.
is the Arabic there?
Yeah. It's the verse starts at وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا فَقُلْ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ كَتَبَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةَ.
كتب ربكم على نفسه الرحمة. So he ordained, or he has written upon himself mercy, right? So what is it? You are created in a way that you are in need of mercy. And how do you know that he is merciful? Through you being created in need of mercy, you know that he is merciful. What is the message you can get out of that? Can you say that, oh, you created me like this and now you owe me mercy? Or you would say that since you created me like this, I do see that you want to have mercy on me. Because when we talk about owing something, especially once we split the two entities. This is the one who is in need of, and this is the one who's the provider. And you have to give me. So this is now an independent existence, and it's independently claiming a right. But it's not our reality. Who is existing independently in here?
You're also making the assumption that it has a right to be created in the first place.
Yeah. Everything is being provided. This is why I would read it. I mean, because of the notion of owing doesn't apply here, because they are not independent entities, and there is nothing that I would be owed to. But then I could read the verse, and it's a beautiful verse. It's saying that he ordained mercy upon himself. How do you know? Look at the existence. I am created in a way that I am in need of mercy, and I am being treated with mercy. So he ordained mercy on himself. You can take it as your neediness of mercy is a promise of him saying that I will give you. It's a promise of him to say that I will give you, but it's not owing. Because when we talk about owing, it becomes, oh, you have to give me, you didn't give me, how dare you don't give me, right? I become the, if you like, engineer of the existence in this case. If he says, yes, I am not giving it to you today because I want to give you something else. This is how it goes with students sometimes. They say, oh, you should have asked us this question. I say, like, I am designing the questions for you in a way that you will learn. Okay, you would like me to ask the question like that, fine. But I don't owe you any specific type of questions. I would like you to learn in a certain way, and I can ask that question or this question. It's up to me. Okay. Okay, we have 10 more minutes. Or 15, actually. We started at 46. الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. So we talked about الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ from two perspectives. الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ, those who do things only to be seen by others. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاءُونَ, and refuse even small kindnesses. So yura'un, to be seen by others. What would it mean to do salat, to be seen by others? We can talk about this from the two perspectives that we mentioned. And then the question, personally, we should ask ourselves, what is the motivation of my salat? Because now this is talking about, in the previous one, it said they are superficial or heedless on their salat, not of their salat. And now it's saying that they do things to be seen, yura'un. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاءُونَ is small kindnesses, insignificantly small things, charity. That word has various meanings like that. So they say it's either giving a small charity to someone, or sometimes it just means some insignificant thing. Like if I were to say that Atik is too poor, I would say he doesn't have even a button, like some insignificant thing, right? They say this is how that Maun is used, another use of it, just something super insignificant.
You notice I'm missing a button.
Oh, yes. And then also about charity. Yes.
Is it? Sorry, I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's correct, but is it like refusing kindness as in like to accept or to give the kindness?
Oh, yamnaru here it is like preventing. So it's not that somebody gives you the kindness and you say, oh, no, I don't want it. But it is,
Refuse to give.
yeah, refusing to give even the smallest kindness, making even the smallest favor to someone.
Over here, I have it as in refuse to give even the simplest aid.
Okay. So here are the two concluding verses. What do you think? They do salat to be seen, and then they try to prevent or refuse making even a small kindness. So the questions here are, for the Maun, the questions I put down are, what constitutes small kindnesses? When someone says small kindness, what comes to your mind? And why and how someone refuses small kindnesses, making small kindnesses? And how is that related to what came before.
Are we understanding Musallin as people who pray to Allah or people who pray to anything in general?
Okay, that's good. What would it mean praying to something else?
Would just be seeking things from that other thing, from that God. It'd be evident through the actions. Right? Who are you seeking from? What are you seeking from? Who do you think has the power to give you what you want?
Mhm. So there was one verse about that for the mushrikeen? Their salat is nothing but noise and clapping or something like this. I know the historical reference to the verse. I don't remember the exact verse itself. Referring to the salat of the mushrikeen, the Creator says their salat is nothing but clapping and whistling. And historically, they say this is how the mushriks of Mecca used to do their tawaf. And they were doing tawaf, they were just making noise and whatnot. So they take it in this physical aspect of it. But if we think about the meaning and purpose aspect of it, just what's the point of clapping and whistling? Like, does it carry any meaning as a mushrik? Because you're ascribing partners to the Creator. So if I take it as what is my whistling and clapping versus a prayer in which, as we have been talking about, I confirm or support my conviction and respond back to my Creator. Yes, Dua.
I guess now I'm looking at the whole thing holistically, and so like praying is just, I'm seeing it as like you feel this debt on you and you want to return that debt, or you want to, like return that thankfulness in the form of thankfulness, gratitude, whatever. But I guess it ties to the first verse, because we also said that another meaning of being is a debt, that I'm denying a debt that has been given to me. Just like these people, like they want to be like, oh, no, this is not mine. Of course, I've been given this, and they're trying to be humble, but they're only doing it to show off, because they also, and I'm making this up, of course, but they know that, like humility is a value in society, for example. So they're like, okay, we're going to show off. But when it actually comes to, and how can you tell that they're showing off and they don't really believe that? It's because they refuse to give even the simplest aid, or they refuse to give even the smallest of kindnesses, because they attribute that to themselves. Because they're like, oh, why should I give my money? I worked hard for it, like I learned this myself, so they should learn it themselves too. Because they're not attributing it to Allah, they're still attributing it to themselves. And to answer Atik's question, I think it can be anyone. It's just like, you're unmindful of your prayer. So it's like you're trying to take off this debt, but you're not mindful of who you're taking it off to. Or even if you're taking it off to Allah, you're not really mindful of the words that you're saying, or you don't mean them.
Yeah. So I guess your own part with LinkedIn, Instagram, and everything is quite obvious nowadays, or at least one flavor of it is quite obvious. We do things for to be seen, to be heard, like you're just to get more likes or more followers. I'm trying to come up with a nice sentence so that I post it on Twitter, and then I'm going to get more followers, become more famous, this and that, right?
A nice research poster.
Yeah. Make it fun enough so that people come.
Can we take it as munafiqeen as well?
Munafiqeen.
That people who like to show others, like for example, if it is school right now to do something, like for example, Dua said to support Palestine, and people start doing it. And like even in Arabs, like for example, when the Muslims were going into majority, people would like convert to the religion.
Yeah.
So could we take it as just to be seen by others?
I guess this is one of the describing aspects of being a hypocrite, munafiq, right? To be seen or appearing different than who you are. But who are munafiqeen? How much of a munafiq I am is, I guess, more of a valid question. So how much do I do things to be seen? If there were no one around, would I still do the same thing? What are my motives for doing some action, speaking some word, acting in a certain way? So how do you behave when you're by yourself? How do you behave when somebody else is in the room? So I guess this might be a thing to think about for myself. How much do I do things to be seen? And inshallah, we will be focusing on this in retreat in one entire session, to be seen, because it's a very crucial part of human desire to be seen, to be appreciated. Like, even if you said, oh, no, I just do it for the sake of God. Let's say you do it once, nobody acknowledges. You do it twice, nobody acknowledges. Will you repeat doing it for the third time? Even if you do it, how enthusiastically are you going to do it? So these are some litmus tests for myself. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ in here. So the smallest kindness that I can think of is smiling, or things of that sort, very small, because Rasulullah mentioned even smiling as a sadaqah. But how come smiling can become a sadaqah? Let's think about it. How come smiling can be a charity? If smiling does not belong to me, if I take it as smiling belongs to me and I am giving it to you, it's not charity. What is it that I am confirming as truth? Because sadaqah, the word itself comes from confirming. In giving sadaqah, in doing charity, I must be confirming some truth. When smiling to someone, for that smile to be a sadaqah, I should be acknowledging that smile, that face, or the meaning that I convey with that smile. Because when you're smiling to, let's say, a poor person or to a child, what is the message you give? There is a caring creator. There is a merciful creator. Like, you are sending this message of love and mercy with your face. Am I advertising my niceness by smiling? Or am I saying that you have a creator who is merciful? Am I aware of that? For that smile to be a sadaqah, I need to be knowing that I am indebted to the creator. It's not mine. If I deny this, then I would own that smile. And if Atik makes me angry, I'm not going to smile to him. Because it's my smile. And it's not creator's mercy that I am conveying. No, you don't deserve it. It's mine. I'm not even going to smile at you. Right? Even the smallest thing I wouldn't give to anyone if I think that it's mine. As long as it's mine, I wouldn't give. But to be seen, I do. Because I smile and you think that I'm a good guy. And this is what I want to be known as. I want to be known as a good guy. It's very interesting dynamics.
So how do you express when you're like mad at someone?
I mean, it's hard business because we are really living life heedlessly. Now I can take even like salatihim sahun, that heedlessness in there, living life heedlessly. What does it mean to love or smile with consciousness of creator? To be angry with the consciousness of creator? Because we are mad at someone personally. What does it mean to be mad at someone by questioning this anger is in me, it's being created? What does this mean? Mm-hmm. Do you take your anger as a message from your creator that's being created over here? Or is it something that's being created over here and now I have to turn it to someone to kill someone? Right? We are, at least me, I am far away from that conscious living. And I need a reminder, both like verbally and also someone who is living as such, and while doing so, sometimes pulls me to the side and says that anger is being created in me because my creator doesn't like this justice. And as a sign of him not liking the justice, he creates this feel of anger in you towards this injustice. It's not that you are so soft-hearted and you cannot make it when you see a child being killed. Your creator doesn't like it. And to make you notice that he doesn't like it, he creates that feeling in you. It's not belonging, like it's not a good aspect of you. It's your creator. He's creating it. Don't own it. Acknowledge the true source.
So how do you interpret being mad in wrong situation where you're only mad for nafsi reasons? Your creator is still creating it,
Yeah.
but it's not.
So
Is it to recognize that the difference between the two?
So the creator creates this feeling of ownership as well, so that I acknowledge it and give it back to him. But sometimes I take it personal and say it's mine. And I just, because of my wrong choice, the creator says, oh, are you like this? He creates this personal within anger more and more, and it becomes my hell. Like this is more about free choice and how we choose something, and the creator creates the response, like killing someone. But let's not get there today.
I have one final question.
Okay.
Can we go over a little bit as to why you think the surah is called Maun, why it's named after that last word, kindness?
I haven't thought about it. Anything that you have?
No, but I mean, it has to be important because like that's the theme that we're starting with. We're seeing orphans, we're seeing needy, and then at the end again, it's just coming back to that kindness. So it's almost as if like kindness is that litmus test that you can see as to whether or not you're denying the being.
Okay, maybe I can make a comment after we close the recording, because we were having a conversation about that with Maryam yesterday. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة.